as it's Boston, the hottest team in the NBA, winners of 9 straight, taking on the Bulls, who desperately...
He makes all this, man. Hey, listen, he's entitled to have a bad game.
Yep.
Now you come back and you respond, you play 3-on-1. You got to get a layup on that play.
Io's three-point percentage down to 34. Meanwhile, Jason Tatum. So there's the double by Tatum. That leaves Williams open.
Boom. Got to make that shot. And that's
from the field to start. Bulls are just 1 of 4. DeRozan swings the crossover and takes it.
He just took Jason Tatum. Playing a little bit of point guard.
And here he is for 3.
Yeah, I like this.
Short. Got his own miss, though. Dumps it underneath for Williams. Kicks to Williams, trying to fire. Hits his second 3.
The official Bulls app presented by AT&T now lets fans shop Bulls merchandise.
Last 3 games, 6 of 29 from three-point range, 35% from the field. That was after he had taken it personally. He gets a block by Horford. Got it back, got it to DeRozan.
The art of mid-range jumper.
You said it, prideful guy. Oh, Tatum's open, and he knocks that one down. Vucevic, tough turnaround, got it.
Nice. I'm there, mouse in the house, free cheese. Just backs him down, nice turnaround jumper. Splash.
Caruso. And these two team up on the other end.
Nice play. And we just talked about it.
At that. Brown to Grant Williams. He has become such a good three-point shooter. Two of the tops in the NBA in getting deflections. Vucevic against the smaller Williams. There you go.
Yes, free cheese. Mouse in the house.
Into Drummond. He's got the smaller Hauser, the lighter Cornette. Good play.
Good play.
Tatum and Caruso were locked up. Here's Brogdon for 3 over Levine.
I'll tell you what, Brown.
I got you, bro. Zach Levine at the free throw. Nice little dime. So now 4 fouls on the Celtics. 2 on Cornette, 2 on Hauser. Drummond.
Hauser picks up those 2 quick.
Yeah. Flying into White to Brogdon, open. And you saw Javante Green kind of go, wait.
So whoever just can't leave him open.
Levine slipped to Green through Cornette with pace. Levine a 3. Drummond tap.
Oh. I don't know about that one. I thought there was a little bit of acting.
Great basketball.
Defender for the Mavs, Jason Tatum.
We covering pre and post game back on this channel.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back into Celtics Postgame Live. I am your host, Rob Haytayan. I am with my 2 co-hosts here, Justin Lowe and Ian Angelo, as the Boston Celtics
Stop smiling, Rob.
Comes to an end, 121-107, as they drop the game on the road to the Chicago Bulls. The second loss to the Bulls this season. Tatum led the way for the Celtics and all Celtics scores with 28 points. He also gave us 11 rebounds, 7 assists as well. A solid game from JT. Brogdon wasn't too far behind him off the bench, 23.6 assists. Jaylen Brown did his thing, 25 points as well off the slow start. DeMar DeRozan on the other side of things had 28 for the Bulls. Levine gave him 22. And Vucevic was on the boards tonight, 13 rebounds. Justin, Ian, obviously Boston, 9-game win streak snapped. Brogdon looked good, can't win them all, fell short of a 10-game win streak, kind of like last year, couldn't get the job done on the 10th game against Detroit last year at home, in what you could call a trap game. This was kind of a must-win game for Chicago. Chicago hasn't really looked good at all this year. Obviously, Levine was benched in the last game against Orlando Friday night. He shot poor. He was out to prove something. Justin, your thoughts, your takeaways for tonight's loss on Chicago or in Chicago?
It was very, very, very frustrating. And you have these types of games. You just mentioned it too. And this is no excuse at all, by the way. This isn't me downplaying the Bulls. Bulls had a great night. Celtics played horrible. But this was more of a playoff game for the Bulls. The Bulls really needed this victory. I think Billy Donovan needed this victory, the Bulls head coach. I think every time Boston went on a little 4-0, 5-0, 7-0 run, Billy Donovan needed to take a timeout because they could not afford to lose this game. The fashion that they've been losing games this year has just been atrocious. And I really do think Billy Donovan is on the hot seat. And I think Donovan knows he's on the hot seat, hence why tonight they treated the game as such. I thought tonight I thought Tatum and Brown had rocky starts in the first quarter. JB came alive in that second and third quarter, kept Boston in the game. I think Boston was able to cut it down to 8. I think the effort was great in the fourth quarter and late in that third. I thought in the first half and the first couple of minutes of that third quarter was just atrocious, and that's where the problem was for me tonight. I'm very, very disappointed and frustrated. And again, I'm not going to sit here and act like you're going to win 82 games because you're not. That's life. That's not only basketball, it's life. But the effort thing tonight didn't sit right to me. They came out with a lack of body language, and it didn't look like they wanted to win this game. Coming off of 2 days worth of rest, Al Horford comes out and plays like that. I mean, he's 37 years old, so I'm not going to sit here and act like he plays like that every night, because typically he's very, very good for us. But not too much good to say, not too much bad. Just one of those games that happens. Move onto Luka and the Mavericks.
Ian, what you got for us?
Yeah, that was just kind of a pitiful effort by the Celtics tonight. Tatum and Brown, they got it going towards the end, so I guess that's something to be happy about, I guess. They both looked pretty good tonight. They both shot the ball pretty well. It's just too bad they couldn't get out of their own way. And this is kind of the way the Celtics always tend to lose games. They always just tend to lose games because they get in their own way.
Right.
The turnovers at costly times in the fourth quarter and basically throughout the entire game, the missing the wide open shots to begin the game when you were shooting almost 27% at halftime. I mean, that, like I said, this kind of happened against the Thunder and we came back, but that was just because it was against the Thunder. When you play an actual NBA team like the Bulls, then it'll probably end up leading to losses. But yeah, it was just it like Justin said before, it really didn't feel like they cared. It looked like on the defensive end, I mean, they made some plays, but they didn't look like they had energy this entire game. And not even in the fourth quarter, even when they were on their 8-0 run to start the fourth, that was the only time they showed energy this entire game. So
right.
I don't know. Again, it happens. Start a new win streak on Wednesday.
Rob, we talked about this during the game. It's like, when DeMar DeRozan is shooting 5 of 5 or 4 of 4 from 3, you're not going to win those games. And
yeah, because there's no way DeMar DeRozan should be hitting 3-pointers like that. And Zach LaVine has been terrible. Zach LaVine has been playing like Ben Simmons, and of course he has to have his game against the Celtics.
But that's the thing, that this is the type of game Chicago needed. Chicago needed this more than the Celtics needed it virtually. But just the way that I didn't think the Celtics played particularly great defense, but it seemed like the more they covered the Bulls, the more the Bulls made the tough shot, which I never understood tonight. That's, I guess, just how it went. But it was just one of those games, again, where it's just frustrating all night. You get a little bit of oohs and ahs when the Celtics go on their run, and then it's very quickly washed away with the Chicago, big run where the lead goes from 8 to 18 really quick, kind of like what we saw the other night against the Pelicans. Every time the Pelicans cut it down to 8, Boston would push it back up to 18, and it was kind of like a reverse opposite of that game a couple nights ago.
Yeah, I mean, you guys make a great point. The effort from the start of the game was god awful. I mean, you could just kind of see that we kind of came out lethargic. Brown looked terrible.
Turn the ball over every
turn the ball.
possession.
I mean, this was Brown's, in my opinion, worst game of the season. He didn't shoot terrible from the floor. 60% from the line, 4-10 from 3. 45% from the floor, which isn't great. -8. He had 5 turnovers. Don't know where his head's really at right now. But like you guys said, it's trap game. Chicago really needed to win in front of their home fans. Donovan really needed to get this win. Chicago have been really bad this year. I thought Patrick Williams for Chicago looked really good.
Crossed up Tatum a couple times. That ain't gonna happen again.
Yeah, so I mean that is
Patrick Williams is not.
That's
good.
something that's something that you just struggle. I liked our fight though. I liked how we didn't really break completely. But at the end of the day, something I am worried about this Celtics team is going to be You know, this was a game where you could have pulled the starters with about 4 minutes left. Like I
I
said, you're
noticed
on a
that.
winning streak. You want to win every game, yes, but at the same time, we're a championship contender right now. We're contending for banner 18, and this is going to be a long season. It's going to be a long playoff. This was a great opportunity to say, you know what, we're on the road. We are won 9 games in a row. We got a 6-game homestand coming up. Halfway through the fourth quarter, you know, it is what it is. Tatum, you're done. Brown, you're done. Smart, you're done. Horford,
Horford,
you're
you're
done.
definitely done.
Horford, you're
Oh
definitely done.
God!
And you know, I like the fight from Boston. I do. I like this. You know,
Right.
we're gonna try to chip away at it, but it's just at the end of the day, Tatum did not have to play 35 minutes tonight. He just didn't, and this has been a reoccurring problem. Mazzulla really hasn't done a great job at preserving these guys' legs. Brogdon, who I thought you could have played a little bit more, only played 25 minutes. And same with White. White only found the court 17 minutes, and Hauser only found the court 12 minutes. So
To
it's
me,
like,
that's unacceptable. The way Derek White's playing, I don't care if
yeah,
Marcus
so
Smart's back.
it really is a 5-man rotation at sometimes. It really is our starting 5 just trekking it out, and you know that's going to win you games now, but it's not games 22 and 23 I'm worried about. It's games 72 and the first round, second round of the playoffs where we could be without one of our key guys. That is worrisome to me. Obviously, when Rob gets back, that should, you know, send Grant to the bench or Horford, whoever it may be, to the bench, kind of get this rotation, give it a little bit more depth. That should help. But I mean, it's just one of those games. It's 8-2 games. It was ugly. You drop one. You just got to get it back on Wednesday night against Luka, which is I texted Justin this. The fact that I have to sit through 48 minutes of Luka after watching this game is gonna suck. But you know, get it back on Wednesday.
Yeah, and the cool thing is you're home for 7 straight games. Like,
Yeah,
yes, you go
thank
on the
God.
like that's big.
Thank
Like the Celtics,
God.
I feel like the Celtics have played a lot of road games to start off, at least a cluster of road games to start off. So luckily, you know, they'll find themselves at the Garden and they'll be able to kind of catch themselves up. And you know, hey, 9-1 in your last 10 games. That's huge. I mean, there's no knock. This was again one of those nights where you sit there, you look at it, and go, "Wow, that sucked." And on to Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks at the Garden. You don't hang your hat on this game too much. Even if you were to win this game, you'd still, I mean, if the Celtics came back in that fourth quarter, guys, we'd still be saying the same stuff because, yeah, as great as that fourth quarter comeback would have been, the Celtics still played like SHIT the rest of the 3 quarters. So not too much to take away from this game other than these types of nights happen. I would have loved to see Hauser. I would have loved to see my boy Blake Griffin, my boy Noah Vonleh. Seriously, those guys should have been in with 4 minutes left when the Chicago Bulls so I think it was like Celtics were down by 8. Then the Bulls went on 11-0 run. All of a sudden, it was 116-101 with 2:53 left, or 3:53 left. That's when Blake Griffin, Noah Vonleh, Justin Jackson, Sam Hauser. That's when those guys get in, get their reps. Starters get their rest, and that's how it is. That's not giving up. That's how it is.
It's playing the long game. It's playing smart. Yeah, it's playing smart.
So tonight's a night where we should have saw Luke Cornett, maybe even throw in Derek White for the final 2 minutes. It beats wasting Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum's legs, and obviously Marcus Smart, who's got a beat up ankle. The minutes should not have been pushed tonight. This game was far over before it even began, it seemed.
Yeah, and I mean, that's kind of another thing. And like, I don't know what it was. It's like we brought Smart back and like we just completely forgot we had a bench. Like, I mean, the bench was so huge for us this entire winning streak, even with players out. And I mean, I don't think this is like, you know, this might just be a one-off thing and we might not have to worry about this, but like it just felt like Mazzulla had no trust in his bench tonight and he just wanted to play the starting 5 no matter what. And I mean, this could be something for maybe they just want Smart to come back. They want him to get back into the swing of things with all the starters again. I don't really know what it was. But I mean, I kind of agree with you. I mean, our bench, you know, he's kind of in our core. And, you know, Malcolm Brogdon played 25 minutes. That was the most out of anybody. We didn't see Pritchard at all. And Pritchard's been huge with energy so far. Granted, I don't know how much he would have made an impact in this game. But, like, I mean, you still could have put in Pritchard at one point in this game just to maybe see what would happen.
Still,
I don't
even
know.
with 4 minutes left when you were down 18, that's a time
No,
to put
exactly.
Pritchard in and rest Smart's ankle. You know,
yeah, I don't know. It was just We'll just have to see what happens on Wednesday because that's kind of all I care about now.
You just got to be smarter. And honestly, it goes back to if you were up by 15 with 4 minutes left, who would be in the game? So when you're down by 15 with 4 minutes left, in this type of game, those same players should most likely be in the game. It's just like, it's a thing where you put the bench in and maybe the bench gives you that jolt to the finish line where the bench comes in and sparks a big time run. And maybe you're down 4 with a minute left. You throw the starters back in and maybe close it out. But like this idea that you have to play these guys 36, 37, 30, especially Al. Al's been playing 30 plus minutes every night. And I think you might start to see his legs kind of been like, okay, can I get a rest here? I mean, obviously 2 days rest, but Al played terrible. No points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. He had 2 steals, 2 blocks. Did his thing on the defensive end, shot 0 of 9 from the floor and 0 of 7 from 3.
And he was front rimming every shot too, like either air ball or front rim. And when that happens, that means fatigue.
Your legs,
in.
Your legs are taken from under you. So it's like, you know, as much as it sucks that the Niners win streak snapped, you gotta lose at some point. We're still sitting on top of the East at 13-4. We're a half game above Milwaukee, a game and a half above Cleveland, and in Indiana. Guys, sitting at the 4 seed right now. They're 10-6. Halliburton doing his thing.
My boy Neesmith.
I like Indiana.
Neesmith is looking good. So, you know, we definitely have some
after a game, but
hey. Yeah, he almost but I mean, teams like
can you imagine that? Imagine that's how you tear your ACL after a post game interview and you just slip on water. That's got to be
been Halliburton's fault. That little prick just almost ended Neesmith's career.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, I think Wednesday night is definitely a big game though at home.
Right.
Game before Thanksgiving. You're going to be at home. You want to put on a show for your fans, obviously. But also Dallas beat you last time. Let's not forget what happened last time. Dallas was in Boston on KG night. So let's, Dallas hasn't been great. They're 9-7. Boston's definitely, looking to get this one back. I think tomorrow night is going to show you a lot of character from the Celtics team after a big win streak. I would love to grab 5 or 6 of these games out of these next 7 games at home. I think that is going to a great way to respond. Obviously, you're not going to go on a 9-game win streak every 10 games. You're not going to go 9-1. If you are, you're going to end up being right. So it's like you're going to drop some. I really want to see. I don't want to see Luka Doncic with the ball in his hands, down 1 with 5 seconds left,
or Spencer Dinwiddie. I think he ended it last year.
He ended it last year, yeah.
And then he did the same thing in Brooklyn.
This time
it's
going to be Christian Wood. You already know.
Oh my!
Don't even say that.
You already know.
You know what though?
Situation was it's going to be Christian Wood.
I want to go off of your point. You just said like this is a character game for the Celtics. I was just about to say that. Like this game tomorrow night, Wednesday, or not tomorrow, Wednesday. That's really going to define the type of team the Celtics team really is. Yes, we're still early in the season. It's only going to be the 18th game, but coming off a 9-game winning streak, like you said, just a horrible. You just got obliterated that last night of the road trip. You're going to be coming home, starting off a homestand. This one will be a big one, and it's on national TV. So this would be a great statement game for the Celtics to come out and grab another win.
Definitely.
And it's gonna be interesting to see because, the last time we lost after a game in Chicago, we ended up with a 9-game winning streak. So
I
feel like this team will. This team will come out with energy. I feel like they have to. I mean, game before Thanksgiving, national TV versus, I don't know if you want to call it a hated rival, but I would call it a rival at this point because they continuously beat you every single time. And I mean, it's going to be a test for Tatum for sure, because then you can talk about MVP. Luka's been insane. Tatum's been insane. I mean, you never know. This could be one of those games where it's just like a back and forth thing. Although
think
we
it's a
said
Bill
that
Russell
last year
night.
on KG night. Oh God. Oh wait, no, it is. Yeah, they're wearing the Bill Russell jerseys. That's right. But yeah,
Yes.
so
They better friggin' win.
yeah. Well, I remember last year we were talking about how that Mavericks Celtics game on KG night was going to be an offensive showdown, and it ended up being like 96-95 in the
Yeah, that
end.
was
Yeah.
brutal.
And like,
I mean, Dallas always plays us really, really tough. Just like, I mean, I think Luka's kind of banged up right now. I think he missed the last.
I blame Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd's a great defensive coach. I'm not gonna lie. I think Luka's banged up. I think he came back. He was playing last game. I think he missed the 2 games prior to that. I know they aren't particularly healthy, but outside of Luka, this Mavericks team really isn't going to give you many problems. Dinwiddie can knock down some shots, but he's not going to be a guy that's, I mean, he's going to be a guy that's going to give you trouble in the regular season. That's really it, though. I think if you can handle Luka, which is, not easier said than done, I think you should be fine. We're at home. I would be. I think this is a game we're going to go in and take. I'm not going to guarantee a win. I'm not going to pull a Sheamus, but I do think. I do think this is a game that we'll go in and win. Or should win.
Go ahead, Ian.
It's a game that we should at least compete in. How about that? It's a game that we should at least show some energy from the jump. And if we lose, we lose. But just don't make it a game winner. Just if anything, just don't make
get
it.
Blown
just
out.
Don't make it. Either get blown out or blow them out, because I don't want to see another game winner unless it's from either Tatum or Brown or someone on the Celtics. So.
Right. I do. Oh gosh, what was I gonna? Oh, I was gonna say, Rob, you said that Luka's playing hurt or whatever. I hate when players play hurt. Like I remember, like one of the times we played Cleveland, Kyrie twisted his ankle, sat on the ground for like 2 minutes and bitched and moaned, and then all of a sudden he got up and he went on this huge streak. Like players do that. Like these players act all hurt and everything, and then they'll come and drop 30 points and just act like everything's okay again so quickly. Kyle Lowry does it every damn time, and it irks me. So, and I feel like every time Luka's hurt, he somehow plays better. Like I think last year he hurt his like back or something, and he came out and he scored like 40 or 50 or something like that.
Well, his back's probably hurting now because he has to carry this Mavericks team. So,
yeah,
probably.
Yeah,
probably.
I mean, we'll see. Like I said, it's. I would love to pull more from this game, but it just gets so tough because it really is just what it looked like. It was nothing. There's really nothing else to this game. Sloppy start, 2 days rest. Bulls kind of in a must-win playoff type game for Chicago. They got to prove something. Levine, like I said, he got pulled. So Levine was out there trying to really show not only the fans but the coach that he should be in the game. And on the flip side, Boston, they were sitting pretty on a 9-game win streak. They've been shooting the ball really well. They had every reason to kind of just sit down and throw this game. I wish that didn't happen, but it did happen. So, on to Dallas, guys. I mean, I other than that, I don't have much more to say about this loss. It is really kind of simple. It's just Celtics got out hustled.
No, yeah, and just go out. And this loss means absolutely nothing if you go out and you play the total opposite way on Wednesday at home and you get a win against Luka Doncic and the Mavs. This loss just turns into just another game. And if you lose against Dallas and you have the same effort from the tip, then yes, you do get concerned because yes, it is only two games, but at the same time, the effort needs to be there, and especially at home. So tonight it was just the effort problem for me. I didn't mind them missing all these shots. They were missing a lot of wide open shots, but they were moving the ball pretty well. They turned the ball over early. They were able to clean it up, they did get back into this game, cut it down to 6 at one point, but unfortunately it just, Chicago made everything. Boston missed everything. How do you think the Hawks felt the other night? Celtics made everything. The Hawks missed everything. And that's just how it goes. And that's basketball, and that's the NBA.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
But
something much. I mean, there's really not else you can say.
Something I do want to clear before we end the show is there's been speculation on this show for the past, I want to say, however long we've been doing this, for a year and a half now, that I have a curse, not a curse, but I'm a bad sports bettor, right? That Justin and Ian have this little joke Celtics.
Oh, it's not a
Justin-
joke. It's a
no,
very serious thing. It's
So,
just a laughing matter.
I have some announcements to make here. So I guess you could say I've been on a little hot streak.
I just want. Does everybody notice Rob is at home right now? He's not in his college dorm. Everybody notice that?
I come home from the holidays. All right, you know, I'm a family man. Listen, I just want to say something right here. DeMar DeRozan over on points. Rockets money line. Toronto Raptors -1.5. Grant Williams set +7 points, 2 +3s. 25 into $616 just the other night. Let's look at it tonight. Jason Tatum 3 +3s. Tatum over 6.5 rebounds. Brown over 21.5 points. That paid out $150. So I am officially ending this joke that we have on this show that I am broke.
No,
and
it doesn't because out of all the money you lost, out of all the money one night, one night. You haven't even broke even yet with these.
Oh, I absolutely have.
Have you ever heard the expression "a broken clock is right twice a day"? This is your situation right now. Okay.
Yeah, you know what? You might be right.
Because you're gonna make a bet with everything, and then it's just gonna be like, oh crap, I'm back to where I started again. You're gonna put the over on Celtics Mavericks on Wednesday. I already know you're gonna put the over.
Oh, I'm not touching that.
It's gonna be like 80-75, and that's how the game is gonna end, and you're gonna lose it up.
You bet DeMar over on points. You have no faith in the Celtics.
No, this was Friday night. This was Friday night.
Did you leak the script? You knew that DeMar was going to go off tonight.
DeMar was playing. Don't forget, DeMar was playing Orlando. But other than that, all I'm saying is that my bank account's looking really good right now. So are the Celtics, despite a 121-107 loss. Like I said before, Tatum 28 points, leading the C's, and continues MVP campaign. He tagged on 11 rebounds. Malcolm Brogdon looked solid off the bench, 23 points. But Bulls snapped the C's 9-game win streak. DeMar, he had 27, I believe. We will see you guys.
Free Blake.
We'll see you guys Wednesday night after the Celtics Mavericks.